Hi, Math 1 students. We're going to be going over the Mod 9 formative assessment, and we're breaking this up into several videos, a handful of videos here, going really by our topics, our proficiencies. 1A 9.1 you could see is writing the equation of a line. What we generally are going to do is use point slope, and point slope is really going to require that we have a starting point, and of course that's going to be our x1, y1, and then of course we have a slope. But what you really need to have memorized, what you need to know without a doubt, is this is the equation that you're looking for. So as we're jumping in here, you can see that we have a point x1, y1. We have our m given to us. So let's go ahead and write this equation of the line. We'll say y equals, well, what's our y1? Well, our y1 you could see is a 7. We're going to say plus, and then of course we're going to have our slope coming in here. We're going to say plus our negative 2/3, and then we'll have x minus our x1. Well, our x1 is actually a negative 4. Now, what you have seen time and again is plus and minus can just be written as subtraction. But please remember this too, that when we see minus a negative, that minus a negative, of course, can turn to plus a positive. So this would just become an x plus 4. And that's all we have to do here, guys. We have a real nice, quick first problem here. Let's take a look at problem number 2. It's very much the same idea, except that we're going to be finding the equation of a line of best fit. And guys, what I can't stress enough is this line of best fit is really right here in yellow. You're trying to get that equation. You want to get two friendly points. You don't necessarily use the data points. Guys, you had an experiment and you were finding data points. You were plotting them in class that other week. And you didn't even have a line going through it. But this line right here is a great approximation for the pattern that we see. And ultimately what you are looking for, guys, is a couple of friendly points. When I say friendly points, I mean going through the corner of one of these squares here so that you can get your exact coordinates nice and quickly. So, I'm primarily looking at this yellow line here. Look at this y-intercept. It's 0, 25. Go look right here at an x value of 2. Looks like we have a y value of 20. So we'll just put that in right there as well. So take a look at delta y. Delta y, you are changing, you are decreasing, going down by 5. Delta x, you can see that we are growing, we're going up by 2. And m, your slope, is always delta y over delta x. And this will be negative 5 all over a 2. If you can reduce, you should. This fraction is actually, good. We're fine. Well, now you have a choice on how you want to write an x1, y1. You picked 2 points. You could choose the 0, 25 if you'd like. You could have chosen the 2, 20. But here we go again, guys. What you are going to go to time and time again on this summative, coming up, that is, you've got point slope. This point slope, so very important. Let's see, we're going to say y equals, well, your y1 is 25. You'll say plus, well, your m is negative 5 all over 2. And then we could have x minus 0. Guys, if you write x minus 0, I'd give you full credit for that. Of course, what a number of kids will do is they'll say, well, isn't this equivalent to having x minus 0? You just have an x. This would be 100% correct as well. We could have used our 2, 20 and gotten a slightly different appearance, but that would be fine. Guys, as we're looking right here, I hope you can see that right now we have some friendly points that we can choose once again. You can see right here we've got, it looks to me like 0, and here's 15, 16, 17. And then here's another friendly point. It looks like we've got 2 and 15. So again, I am focused on that line. This line is going to allow us to make predictions. It's going to allow us to really, describe the data in a nice way where we can expand and even interpolate, plug in some data that perhaps we didn't have. But look, 17 to 15, your y is going down. It's going to decrease. It's going to go down by 2. Delta x, it's going up. You are increasing by 2. And your m is delta y over delta x. And that's negative 2 over 2. Negative 2 over 2 is just going to get you a negative 1 if you'd like to reduce that and simplify it. Well, right now you can choose a point. I guess I'm going to do something a little bit different, guys. I'm going to choose the 215 just as a matter of letting you know that you can do that. Please understand that, point slope, you need to have this memorized, of course. You've got y1. You could say I could put the 15 in there, right? Your m, you could say, well, that's negative 1. And then we'll have x minus a 2. And of course, if you wanted to write that as just a 15 minus an x minus 2, that would be okay too. Either one of these answers would be valid. So that's going to wrap up our first video. You can see that the other problems are going to relate to a different proficiency.